I'm so pleased with it. I was overwhelmed when I saw it for the first time. I didn't really speak. I just couldn't stop looking at it. It drew me in.
This one is about you actively thinking and engaging with the content, maybe challenging some of your own pre-existing ideas about body image.
My favourite, and also the one I'm a bit scared of, is the doll piece with the two ladies in the bed. You see the deeper aspects related to that piece of art and how you're gazing at their reflection instead of their actual face, and how they look a bit grotesque and maybe a little bit out of this world because you're meant to feel a bit frightened of them.
It's always interesting to see these kinds of things unfold because it helps challenge the current narrative in terms of society today.
The exhibition could have been anything. It could have been something that emerged from that session. It could have been anything from any session actually. There was a second session where each individual collaborator wrote a story, and each of their stories were like amazing, and you could have done an entire exhibition on each of them.
I drew from the idea of never really being able to actually see who we are, but maybe accepting it.
Harvey Weinstein scandal was just scandalised, and I sort of wrote about my interpretation as a woman. You become aware of your body in social spaces in a way that you've never done that before. I also wrote about transhumanity and how I feel that's very prevalent at the moment.
I think about 8 times through the process I was like, that's the exhibition, oh that's the exhibition, oh that's the exhibition.
There has to be some clarity on what the project is, why you want people involved in a meaningful way, not just to sort of extract information or learning from them, but to sort of really bring them into a process that they can take ownership of as well.
It just got busier and busier. We had more and more information to work with. We had more and more pieces to consider. I think the excitement grew with each different meeting.
There's a lot of work to be done in terms of explaining how an institution that's huge really, with so many people working in different departments might work, and explaining how you're a sort of small cog in a big machine, as it were.
A museum in and of itself is for the public. It's bringing art to the public. It should be approachable.
When you're working with external people, they might have a connection to some of those objects and collections that the individual curator doesn't have, and so then what you're inviting is people with different shared experiences, different life experiences from different cultural, religious, historical, ethnic backgrounds, to really enrich those stories and to make new connections and new meaning from the collection.
One of the reasons it's important for the museum to do this is because it makes the museum relevant today. There is a lot of jokes made about museums, that they're dusty storehouses, that are irrelevant, that keep things from the past and basically serve a purpose that no longer fits with our modern day. So it's important for museums to adapt and change and to move with the times and to make sure that we aren't this dusty relic of the past, but actually something relevant today for learning for as many people as possible.